How's it been doing? A few months ago, I began a new job as a manager. And it's been a pretty sweet deal, all things considered. Only thing is, we've had some other new hires, so I've been making sure that the ship I've been tasked with steering doesn't suffer any hull breaches. It's been a pretty consuming task. Day job aside, the past half year I've been focusing on content that was either other folks' projects or stuff a tad too high on the Scoville scale to post here. Really proud of how they turned out. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Reddit is circling the toilet drain. Third-party apps are going the way of the Metroid after June, which affects how many eyes I'll have on my work at Soundgasm. Good thing we'll always have Newgrounds, right? It certainly seems like the winds of change are blowing. But hey, sink or swim, right? Aside from getting around to giving this channel some much-needed attention, I've been trying to get into contact with my local theater to get some more experience under my belt. Whether it be stage crew or actually landing a role as a character in a production. Oh, I almost forgot, I'm trying to get a fan dub for Cave Story off the ground. My first time as a casting director. I truly hope I can do right by that game. If you don't know about me and Cave Story, you can check it out here for some additional cozy background listening. Have you heard about Texas lately? The weather is quite Norfair this time of year. Ugh, fuck, it's terrible. In the time I've spent hiding away from the heat, my AC valiantly blowing at 11 p.m. in defiance of 89-degree nights to keep my apartment at a crisp and cool 75. I've been in constant awe of Metroid Prime Remastered's near mythical environmental designs. Every room, whether it's a small nook or a tiny cranny that had an energy tank thrown in at some point, or another natural shrine with a new item or missile expansion patiently waiting for you, God rays shining down upon it all, has been lovingly jam-packed with detail. It truly feels like walking through a museum, taking note of all the various life forms with the still innovative logbook, to observing the recent or ancient evidence that the caverns or ruins you're rolling through have been occupied at one point or another. The Chozo ruins has to be by far my favorite area in the game. Multiple times I found myself stopped in admiration of the network of pipes woven into the natural and unnatural curves and bends of its twisting passageways. The effect time has had on these ruins is put on full display in this boss room, where even the very doors themselves are askew, the architecture sinking into the earth. Beauty found in Talon 4's natural occurrences are no slouch either. Just like the 2D titles before Prime, the different areas of the game are connected through elevators. Elements of each of the elevator's destinations can be seen at several of them. The floral life of Talon 4's rainy surface blooming deep underground, or Chozo architecture beginning to show the closer you get to its respective elevator. One of the coziest rooms in the game I found was this almost sleek, minimalist style formation of stone hexagons called basalt columns. That's right, they exist on Earth. Basalt columns are a type of volcanic rock formed from the cooling of magma, which explains why they're found in the game's fire area, Magmoor Caverns. Isn't nature the coolest? Writing this, I found myself watching some short documentaries on ocean life. Playing through both Metroid Dread and Prime recently has made me wonder if I should have studied marine biology in school. The stuff people find down there certainly looks sci-fi. Look no further than the bioluminescent insides of Metroid Prime itself. While the game's soundtrack composed by Kenji Yamamoto and Koichi Kuma remain unremade, I don't believe it needed it. Unlike the difference you realize in a game such as Kingdom Hearts 2's original PS2 release versus its HD re-releases. Every area's theme conveys the very temperature of your surroundings, similar to the goal given to Koji Kondo for Ocarina of Time's soundtrack to be so realistically atmospheric that if you went to a dungeon, you could almost smell it. The impact crater holds the absolute most distinctly alien tune I've ever heard. Some of these instruments don't even sound legal. The more I've been thinking about it, the more I've become convinced that if Nintendo were to ever dip their toes into VR besides the Labo, Prime 4 could not be a more perfect fit. The groundwork has been laid for over 20 years. The HUD, the motion controls introduced in Prime 3, the immersive effects on Samus's visor. While I certainly don't hope for it to be made from the ground up given its already troubled development time, I can't help but hope for an additional mode. Perhaps as a post-launch update akin to Resident Evil 8 and 4's remake. Imagine while facing forward you could turn your head to the left and be met with a pauldron face to face. Seriously, would you eat the phase on? Comment below.